Hey everybody, what's going on? Let me adjust this. So it's been a long time since I've received any records, but I did yesterday, and that's what's playing in the background. I figure I can play a little bit of it because in trying to look this album up, I could find almost nothing. So I kind of doubt that the copyright police will be bugging me. Of course, I'll be surprised. A fellow who I don't actually know but encounter on Facebook in certain music groups by the name of Jason contacted me and said he wanted to send me a copy of this album that a friend of his had released a few years ago, saying that he thought I would like it. Jason, you're right. If you watch this, thank you. Dave Gelting, Volume 1. It's a double album, and what I gather is primarily Dave is a bass player, acoustic bass. So the album starts off very boldly with a bass solo, a beautiful one at that, and then it moves into these soundscapes and marriages between sound and bass playing. I haven't listened to the whole album yet. It's a double album, but very cool. I'll go on to say that I think that Jason caught me saying one time in a video complaining, just my opinion about how some people, when they speak on Facebook in the music groups, just really come off pretentious, and just, I just know everything. And I don't know if Jason, if you saw my comment, but I saw where you recently stated, yes, I am one of those pompous, I forget the other word you used, record collectors, because you are very wordy and you get over the top sometimes in your comments. And it's who you are, and I think it's wonderful that, you're adult enough to see that I can make a comment about a behavior that maybe I wouldn't do. That doesn't mean that we're enemies. That's very cool, as opposed to how quite a few people who are very short-sighted, immature, and not very emotionally mature take everything personal and get offended at the least little thing. So thank you, Jason, for sending me the album, And thank you for being grown up enough to deal with the fact that I have an opinion. We all do. It still flabbergasts me how people just can't remember that. We can't all agree, so fighting is really ridiculous. I swear, if people could just remember that before they start fighting, we'd stop fighting. I think people just want to be bullheaded and stupid and fight. I want to also mention, I got an email from a VC member who I haven't heard from for a while named Steve, who wanted to shout out the fact that he had seen the band Greenlight Sunday. I've been showing some of my CD burns, and he was sharing that I had shown a CD burn by the band Greenlight Sunday, and he actually saw them play a concert and had the ticket stub and showed it to me in the email. Pretty cool, Steve. Thanks for sharing that. Interesting that I have all these records here, but right now what I'm doing is showing you these CD burns out of these boxes. But I'm going to keep going here because of the response, and also because I've shown some of these in the past, and then I stop, and then but there's more to show. Also because of the response I'm hearing from other collectors who are finding out about music. They're watching this and they're checking this stuff out. Some of these records are very collectible and hard. When you look them up on Discogs, some of these records I'm showing on CD burns, and you'll see that to get a copy, you're going to be out hundreds, sometimes $1,000, which is partially why I wanted to hear this music and possess it, because it's like, why is this so collectible? What is so special about this, And some of the music, it's not the music, it's just the item, okay? So anyway, here's an album that I burned, but I have it on vinyl. But I just burned it to have it a digital copy. Potemkin, Triton, French Zool music like Magma, in the vein of Magma, really good. Plastic Cloud, American Pop Psychedelia. No, I almost said this was a band with Don Grady, but it's not. And yes, I do expect that you folks, when I misspeak or I give information I'm not sure of, that you'll let me know, because I'm not a know-it-all. Here's the other Potemkin album, which I do not have on vinyl. Nicholas 2. Really good, really good. And yes, I made these several years ago, when I was still working. I did spend a ton of money on printer ink cartridges making these. But I'm a little bit OCD, which is obsessive compulsive, like many artists are. And so when I start doing something, I do it until I'm done. So I made hundreds of these. Paternoster is an example of a rock album that is highly collectible and rare. When I first heard it, I did not understand why, because I thought it was just terrible, but it's not. It's one of those homemade projects where it's like these people this must have been meant a lot to them, because it goes from flashes of brilliance to just pure mediocrity, all in the space of one song. Look this up. I don't know how much this is going for now, but if you can find a copy of this album, I bet you it's at least $500 to $700. It is good. It is good. Let's see what else. Okay. Some more music from America's past. 1969, The New Wave. This band kind of reminds me of the Left Bank. It was pop, but it had classical flourishes, some beautiful, beautiful melodies. Filter. I'd have to look this up, but again, something pretty rare. Oftentimes I would write where the band is from. This is a band from Belgium. 1979. I need to listen to this. So I've always been interested in music from all around the world. Here's another Belgian band, thinking of Belgium. Pazop. Psychilus of a Lunatic Genius. I have to play this. I think this is pretty psychedelic. With Belgium in mind, I heard from a watcher who is... I'm not a conspiracy theorist, okay? So I want to just get that out of the way now. But I, for one, can easily accept the idea that the chaos that is happening in the world, particularly violent chaos with ISIS and stuff, is all manufactured. That it's all part of a larger plan or something, you know. But I don't know, and then a goddamn thing I could do about it, you know. So my heart goes out to people that really got hurt, you know. Politicians and the rich, they just disgust me. Piranha number 2. Isn't that a great cover? I think this is Spanish. Australian. This is good. A lot of progressive rock in these boxes, yeah. Pangea Invasori. The cover is misleading. This album is I love this album. I believe it's Italian. Yep, Italian progressive. Yeah, I love the Italian vein of progressive rock from the 70s. This is killer. Kind of an exploito. I think this was kind of an exploito psychedelic album. Pacific Sound. Forget Your Dream. It's a little kitschy, but I love that cover and would love to find a copy of this on vinyl. Here's a very collectible Italian band. Really good. Folus Dactylus. Concerto delle Menti. Here's another one for you, Rob. This is badass. Folus Dactylus. Really good. Here's one where I burned it and then not... A while back I was able to get a reissue of it. Rainbow Folly. Sally's Fourth. Pop. This is pop with sound effects from England. It's good. I have Gilgamesh's first album, but the second one not on vinyl, and this is fantastic. Gilgamesh. from the same cadre of musicians as Hatfield and the North, the Canterbury School. Those musicians, this stuff. Jazzy and Canterbury, and just fantastic. Great writing, great playing. Gilgamesh, another fine tune you've gotten me into. Here's one, I think, from Greece. PLJ Band, Armageddon. Yeah, this is psychedelic and hard rocking. This is a wild album. PLJ Band. The original Kraftwerk was Organization. The album's been reissued many times, but I still don't have a copy, but I have a burn of it. Tone Float by Organization. And yeah, you can hear the origins of Kraftwerk on this album. You sure can. You sure can. Show just a few more here. Go to the next section, see what we have in the P section. So here we have another progressive French band, Pentacle. La Clef de Song. Pentacle. Never seen a real copy of this. Here's one I'd love to find. It's just wild. It's from Spain. Proyecto A. Just wild. Really ambitious. An ambitious recording. Really cool. This is great rock. From Denmark. Pan. Fantastic. Yeah, look this music up. This is some great music. And look these records up, because they're rare. Somebody's got copies. Here's one I've had the album forever, but just wanted to make a CD of it, so I did. Pulsar Halloween. This is one of my favorite progressive rock albums of all time. Halloween. I just love this album. Just love it. Haunting. Here's one where I went ahead and just drew a cover for it. Some music by Harry Partch, Castor and Pollux, Daphne of the Dunes, and I just drew that. Drew it, and then just for the hell of it, I drew it, and then I printed it and made a cover for Harry Partch. Yeah. Even just for the hell of it, you know, I one time made a Pink Floyd Animals. Just for fun, you know. Isn't that cool? Yeah, these turned out pretty good. They look completely professional, don't they? It was part of why I did it, because it's like, well, I know that I can't own these records, but I want facsimiles. This was, I actually have the music, and I have a facsimile of the artifact. The music is the most important thing, but having the records is cool. Andy Pratt, singer-songwriter. I used to have an album by him, and this is an early one that I'd never seen. Records Are Like Life. Not sure who to compare him to, but Andy Pratt, check him out. Gudrun. Where is this from? I'm not sure. I'd have to listen to this. Gudrun. Probably progressive. This didn't come out too well on printing wise, but Principal Edwards' Magic Theater. I have one of their albums, but I never see this one. Cool cover. Here's another one where I just put it together and called the compilation Pneuma. What we have on here is a bunch of stuff by the Acid Mothers Temple. Pneuma. Poet and the One Man Band. Man, I had a copy of this when I was a kid. I didn't like it as a kid. I didn't hear it. I like it. Pell Mell, Marburg. Symphonic progressive rock. And then some other things I'll do is get live recordings, boots, and make CDs. So here's one of Porcupine Tree. Some live stuff that I caught on live somewhere. Made a disc for it. Here's Porcupine Tree live at Town Hall, New York, 2005. It's fun, you know, you have fun with it. Pataphony. I have one of their albums, but this is the other one. French band. Okay, Here's a couple more Porcupine. I love the band Porcupine Tree, so I made another compilation disc called Futile. Something fun to do. Porcupine Tree, another one I made. The picture on the back of Steven Wilson I took, pissed him off, up in Minneapolis because I had a flash, and like a dummy, I didn't think about that. I got the picture though. Another one. Porcupine Tree sampler number 2. Okay. So there's some more of those burns, and is there anything sitting down here that I haven't talked about? I don't think so. Because I have been so busy, I really haven't been playing records. I have a show tonight. I'm sitting in with a local band called Hand Painted Police Car. I recently joined them for a show where everyone did covers of other local bands, and we do the Faint's Agenda Suicide. So I'm going to join them in their set tonight and play that with them again. A lot of fun, you know, playing with these guys. Here's some more just right quick. Shylock, French. I have their second album, but not the first one. Sold it like an idiot. Used to have this. I don't know why. I do know I was nuts. Sahara Sunrise. Shudder. This is killer. Shub Nagurath. Heavy. Heavy. Julian J. Savarin. Waiters on the Dance. This is wild. This is cool. And the other one by Julian J. Savarin, Julian's Treatment. Miskatonic 2, Santi Pico. Check this music out, you music lovers. Here's a great one from Germany I used to have. Gunter Schickert, Uberfallig. Ambient. And then these are the last two. Second Hand, English band, wildly psychedelic, excellent. These guys went on to start the band Seventh Wave afterwards. And then this I highly recommend. Del Shannon, who had the big hit Runaway back in the 50s or the 60s, made an album that was kind of psychedelic. The Further Adventures of Charles Westover. Del Shannon. This is really good. Really good. Okay, folks. Once again, Jason, thank you for sending me the music. It's greatly appreciated. And have a good weekend. I'll talk to you soon.